All right, I'm on the phone with Maine Maritime Academy women's basketball coach Craig Dagan. And Coach, unfortunately, this season came to an end with the loss to Husson on last Saturday. But boy, I'll tell you what a fantastic season you had.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually we lost to Castleton at Husson.
I'm sorry.
But,
yes.
No, that's fine. It's yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody was ready for it to be over, and there's always that moment where it hits you where it is, and it's a tough moment, especially for the seniors. But I'm obviously extremely pleased with the way the season went, and proud of what our kids accomplished, and it's hard not to be excited about what's next. And we're in the process right now of going through our postseason meetings with our players, and they're all extremely motivated, and after spring break, ready to get back at it, and they've got the next 7 months to get better individually, and I think. I'm encouraged that all of them, want to take advantage of that time and help this program get to the next step. And I think the beginning of the year, I thought we'd be somewhere between a 16 and 18 win team, and maybe the whole process was accelerated a little bit, which is a good thing. But we're really excited about the future, really excited about the group that we've got coming back and the group that we've got coming in from a recruiting standpoint, and excited to get going and get moving forward and begin on next year.
It's funny, though. I mean, when you play tournament basketball, unfortunately, it comes crashing to an end.
It does, and I mean that's the kind of the beauty of this time of year too. It's it's one and done. If you lose, you go home, and survive in advance. All those analogies that people use, but. It's exciting too. I mean, there's a lot more pressure on each game, each moment, each play, the whole 9 yards, and our effort in the game against Castleton was extraordinary, and we just didn't execute. It's probably the worst game as far as execution was concerned that we've had in the last month and a half, and that time of year or this time of year when you don't play well, and more than likely you're going to lose because
right.
The teams that you're playing against are good teams, and. Once again, I have no problem with our effort. I mean, the kids laid it, as they did every other game. They laid it out on the line for each other, for themselves, for the program. They battled for the entire 40 minutes, and we just didn't play well enough and didn't make enough plays to win. And every time we got a little bit of momentum going, something happened that basically came to a crashing halt.
Right.
And it was a tough game. I mean, and by no means is anything to blame other than us and our execution. I mean, there were 60 fouls called in the game. It was just a really difficult game to play, and no flow whatsoever. And that's always frustrating too. That time of year when you're in a game where it's constant stoppage and constant. It was just a frustrating game.
What? Tell us a little bit about the off season. So you meet with all the ladies. You kind of do like here's what was great about you this year. Here's what you need to work on. I mean, what do you do in terms of that?
Yeah, I mean, all the above. I mean, not only do we explain to them where we feel they are and where we feel they need to be and what they need to do in order to get there, but it gives them an opportunity to talk about things they liked and things that they didn't like. And, those meetings are an opportunity for them to speak freely and, in regards to, personnel decisions, in regards to how they liked, circumstances where they liked certain things that we did coaching them and certain things that they didn't like. I mean, it's an opportunity just to recap the entire year and put some closure to things. And, but it's also an opportunity for us to reflect on things, and especially, the mood of the meetings are far different based on the mood of the team.
Right.
I mean, last year it was the last few years it's been far different, but the excitement in each of these meetings and each one of the kids is just like, oh, I don't want it to be over. Like, yeah. I can't wait to get started again. And once again, when you win, things are just a lot different in how people approach the off season. And when you have a tough year, people can't wait to get away from basketball for a while and just forget about it. And when you have a good year, they don't want it to end, which is obviously exciting, and we know that we're doing the right things, and we know that we're on the right track. So it's really, the meetings are an accumulation of everything, and just, and also talking to them about the plan and what's the plan for each individual person, from the weight room, plyos, strength and agility, all that stuff, to what they need to do on the court in order to improve. And after those meetings, we put together a plan for each person over the next 7 months, and we'll break it up into the 6 weeks in the spring, the 3 months in the summer, and then the fall, and what we need to do in order to get them to where we want them to be in order to help us get better.
So everybody's got an individualized workout plan and things of that sort.
Correct. Yep.
Yes.
We try to, we keep them together, and some of the kids, some of the plans will be similar, so kids can work out together and do a lot of the same stuff.
Right.
But yeah, we try to curtail their postseason and their off-season workouts to them as individuals. And the thing that we stress to them this next 7 months is about them. There'll be team stuff, but it's about them getting better. And the people that invest the most amount of time and energy into getting better will the people that come back that are better and stronger and will play more. I saw a great quote the other day, and I'm misquoting it, but along the lines of, the weight room isn't for everybody, but now there's playing time.
Right.
And this is the time of year where we're going to find out who's really invested, and when the excitement of the season wears off and the monotony of your workouts begins, who's really invested, who's going to put in the time, and when they don't really want to, who's going to be committed to their workout program. And so, it's just another phase in the progression of each player.
Do you check in with them? I mean, obviously you've been with them constantly. I mean, for a couple hours a day now. I mean, it's got to be. So where do they go? Do they go now? You check in once a week? Do they come visit you? Do they just email, or you're on your own and you're big girls and take care of it?
No, once again, I think all the above. It really depends on the person.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of kids will still spend time coming to the office. I mean, we certainly aren't going to go knocking on the door in the dorms.
Right.
But no, I mean, we want to stay in contact with them, and it goes along the lines and what we talk about for the program. And it's far more than just basketball.
It's family. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to see them on a regular basis, and just know how they're going, how things are going for them with school, and how things are going for them in their personal life and all that stuff. So, I mean, the workouts are a small piece of it for sure, but a lot of it is predicated on them coming down here and taking time out of their schedule. They know where to find us. They know where we're at, but sometimes we'll reach out to them, and just if I don't see a kid for a few days, we'll shoot them a text, shoot them an email, just make sure things are going well. And but it's really different for each person, and it's kind of our relationship with each player is different, and we treat it accordingly. How
many recruits ideally would you be bringing in to be on the team for next year?
As many recruits that can make us better. Well, listen, we've got 8 returners.
Yeah.
As of right now, that's part of the postseason stuff, is just to see where people's heads are at, and the commitment to what we're doing moving forward, and of everybody that we've met with, everybody's returning, which is a great thing, and we're excited about that. And and as far as our recruiting is concerned, we could bring any upwards to 6 kids to keep that number right around 14, 15. So
that's the ideal roster that you would have, would be 14, yep. 15.
Of course, I mean,
unlike 7 of last year.
And even this year, though, I mean, the irony is we started with the same amount of people this year as we did last year. The difference is we were injury free, and that's a huge part of any team's success is avoiding major injuries or injuries that keep kids out. We had maybe some kids that missed a day here or there, but we were very fortunate this year to be injury-free, and understandably so with what we went through the year before. But still, with classes, with everything, I mean, 12 is still on the lower end of where we'd like to be. If we can get up to 14, 15, and we will, not if we can. I mean, we're going to be at 14 or 15 next year. So, I can't speak about specifics in regards to the recruits, but it's arguably going to be the best recruiting class I've ever brought in. And then to build off of the people we got coming back and another talented group coming in, the future's bright, and there's no reason that we can't be even more successful next year than we are this year. And, the big thing is just going to be the team chemistry and getting kids acclimated. And that was a huge part of our success this year, is how well our kids get along and how much they love being around each other. And that will be a big key to our success next year too.
The difference in terms of injury-free this year and the walking hospital last year, was it just bad luck last year, or did you do something different this year?
No, we didn't do anything different. I think it's just terrible luck, to be honest with you, and just it's the way it is. And some years you go through that, and it's those things that you have no control over. And Becca Campbell last year had a bad back, and we tried to get her through it, and it didn't work. She had surgery, and she got through the entire year this year.
Right.
Our backup point guard this year, Alex Winchester, pulled a calf muscle last year, and it kept her out almost, a good part of 2 months. And then this year she was able to avoid, and, through, some work on her part, doing more stretching, stuff like that, being more cognizant of what's going on. But we didn't do a ton more of preventative stuff. I think we stayed the course, and we just happened to have a year where we were fortunate enough to get through things without anything bad happening,
All right, Coach, I thank you very much for your time all season long. It's been a great chat with you, and certainly it's been fun following the Maine Maritime Academy women's basketball team as they had a fantastic season. We look forward to talking with you next fall and seeing how the new recruits come in and looking at the forward progress of the program.
Well, I appreciate it, Chris, and I appreciate your support and giving us a platform to talk about our program and to get the word out about what we've got going on here. And I look forward to the opportunity of doing it again next year. All
right, Coach. Have a great time and enjoy the off time now.
I don't know if there's such a thing, but I'll enjoy whatever time we do get. I appreciate it, bud.